Okay, but next one up. I think you might have a little bit of a crush on this one. I'm not sure, but it's and if we need to slow the playback down for reasons that will become apparent, then let me know. But we have the best argument for the existence of God. Sorry, that was really loud, but it was all in caps. So
Well, I want to say something real
yeah,
quick. If this is the best argument, it's interesting that this started now
right, and
after
not.
thousands of years. Now we got it.
Well,
Now we got the best.
at least now we have it. So no excuses, right?
Didn't have it before.
Not before, but
Terrible
now.
idea before.
Now.
No argument at all. We're good now.
Yeah, hit it when you're ready, brother.
What is your favorite argument for God's existence and why?
So my favorite argument for God's existence is that I believe in free will. Okay, the reason that I think this is an argument for God's existence is because if you believe that human beings are essentially just balls of meat wandering around aimlessly in the universe, the kind of Spinoza's stone that thinks that it was moving of its own accord but actually was thrown, if you believe that and you don't believe in free will, then there's an internal coherence and logic to it. If you believe that you have the ability to make independent choices, that you can actually supersede your own biological drives and the environment around you to any extent, even to the smallest extent, this means that you believe in something that can't actually be proved by science, but that you are living every single day. And the notion that you have that will, and not only that you have that will, but that will is capable of comprehending the universe around you, that your will is sort of, your ideas, your ability to comprehend the universe is a reflection of a reality, of an objective truth that is out there, that says to me that there is a God, there's a common source that stands behind that objective truth and stands behind the mind that can comprehend.
What is your favorite argument?
Sorry.
So
we've already initially shifted from best, all caps, to favorite.
So essentially it's, I seem to be able to make my own decisions. Therefore, God.
That's what I got.
I watched a cat on a fence, and the cat wanted to jump from the top of the fence. It sort of walked along, then it stopped and turned sideways, and so it's sort of balancing with both paws almost in the same place. It's like this weird little triangle.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he was deciding whether or not to jump from the fence onto the roof of a shed that was nearby. He sort of percolated and teeter-tottered for just a few seconds, and then he stopped, turned, and then he kept walking along the fence. He decided not to jump. So what that leads me to believe is that it's not just humans that can make decisions. It's anything with a brain can make decisions. None of this is evidence for a supernatural creator. Okay? 0% of this.
But it indicates to Mr. Shapiro that you're wrong. So obviously, God. Dumbass.
That's all. And thank you for bringing it up. But
did you? Okay, yeah, no. I gotta find it again in the thing. Hang on.
Moving of its own accord, but actually was thrown. If
Spinoza's stone. I don't care.
Free will, then there's an internal coherence and logic to it. If you
did you catch this? This string of words makes no sense to me, and I'll start it back at the 16-second mark.
Noses stone that thinks that it was moving of its own accord, but actually was thrown. If you believe that and you don't believe in free will, then there's an internal coherence and logic to it.
If you believe that, but don't believe in free will, there's an inherent logic to it. What?
Other than just claiming that free will exists and this is evidence for God,
yeah,
what is he trying to say with all of these words?
I don't know. The first third of what he says doesn't seem to connect to what he's saying now, which doesn't seem to connect to itself, and then it doesn't seem to connect with the last third of what he says, other than it sounds like he says, I can't think of another alternative. What fallacy is that? Argument from ignorance, perhaps? So, therefore, this thing. So, I don't know, therefore, conclusion.
Okay, if the best argument for God is I believe in free will, and the only way we could have got that was God.
Sure.
that's not. I can't think that's the best argument. I can't. My brain won't accept that. That's the
No,
best.
it's not even the best of the worst. So, but I tell you what, let's try this in a nutshell. Do you have a position on whether or not we have actual free will, humans, not necessarily other animals, but human beings? And you can keep it as short as you want. We don't necessarily have to go for 30 minutes, you know.
I would say that in my limited, empty-headed view of the subject, there's the appearance that I have free will, and if through research we discover that that's not necessarily true, personally, I don't care. Doesn't change anything, and certainly doesn't prove Space Wizard created the universe to be my best friend.
Same. Yeah, I'll just put a bow on it, and then we'll move on to our next selection. But yeah, I'm of a similar mind frame where it appears that I have free will. Is kind of my similar answer to hard solipsism. Like it appears that I have free will, and until I am presented with a way to determine that I do not have free will, I intend to act as it appears. You know, what choice do I have? It appears that I exist in a reality that I share with other people, and until it can be presented or demonstrated to me that I'm a brain in a vat, I'll continue acting as if I inhabit a reality that is shared by other agents. You know,
I mean, I don't look or feel like a brain in the back, so I'm just going to work on the assumption I'm not.
Right?
For now.
Yeah. All right, buddy. I have to admit, I've seen this one, and this is a palate cleanser. But I kind of want to get your hot take on what he has to say. So when you're ready, I'll let you go ahead and hit play. But give me just 1 second here. Okay, it's set up right. When you're ready, hit play. I'll let you control the pause and stuff because I know exactly where this is going.
All right. Atheist can't answer this question. 36 seconds. One question. All right. I'll give it a shot.
Even he's surprised.
I debate atheists all the time. They always have a lot of smart answers for the questions I give them.
Are you spinning?
But there's one question I have that whenever I ask an atheist, they just give me a blank stare. It goes like this. Stupid? Is there a mathematically rigorous formulation of a relativistic quantum field theory describing interacting fields in 4 space-time dimensions? No atheist has ever been able to give me an answer to that.
It sounds like he memorized a question that a physicist could probably answer relatively easily. But Joe Blow on the street, atheist or not, could probably not know what many of the terms in the question even represent.
I had to look up half the words that he said to even have an idea of what he was talking about. So but I think you chose the exact perfect moment to pause the video.
Because this is a visual representation of the question.
Yeah.
Just look at this shocking thing. I mean, it's like watching a train crash into something. You're just staring because what is even happening? Why is this happening?
After reviewing this gentleman's channel and some of his other content, I believe he's taking the piss. So I don't believe this is a genuine question he means for people to take seriously.
That makes sense. And it's funny because it actually makes no sense unless you have been trained under the assumption that even to a physicist, this is a
cogent question.
Answerable question.
So does your palate feel cleansed?
Something of mine has been cleansed.
All right, buddy. Let's get on to the next one.
All right. The next video is going to be atheists can't answer these logically.
Mm-hmm. I previewed
with logic.
I previewed a little bit of this guy, and I didn't watch the whole thing though, so I'm going in semi-blind.
Well, he's got books, so
and really big, I hope, microphone.
Yeah, that's
or maybe Michael Jordan's just underneath him and really excited.
All right, let's see what he's got to say.
Atheists cannot answer this question. We know time, space, and matter was all created at the Big Bang. But if it was all created at the Big Bang, what caused the Big Bang? The cause would have to be something timeless, spaceless, and immaterial. And the atheist would say, we don't know. So if you don't know...
There's nothing wrong with I don't know.
Well, except for he already made 2 knowledge assertions previously in the video and then said, but people will say we don't know. Well, you just claimed that they say we know, and then you claimed they say we don't know about the exact same things that you just claimed that we already know.
No, why could it not be God? And if there is no God, why is there something rather than nothing at all? Atheists cannot...
Okay, you want to start us off?
I have a little dog. Her name is Chica. Didn't choose the name. She came with that name. And what's funny is I live in an area where I have some neighbors that are of Spanish descent or even Mexican descent. And so sometimes when I call out, Chica, come here, they think I'm hollering at them. But Chica occasionally composes small piles that make more sense and are of a higher value than what fell out of this guy's mouth.
Yeah, what we have here is just bold assertions that something must be true, therefore it is, because he already believed it. And I was guilty of this when I was a Christian. I would absolutely be certain there's no possible way this universe couldn't exist. We couldn't exist.
Yeah, argument from ignorance. I fell prey to that myself.
Well, it's not ignorance because the Bible says so. And so,
well, no.
All the knowledge you need.
I didn't mean that. I mean, when you stated that, like, I couldn't think of, so this was the logical solution. That's, in the hierarchy, in the stack resolution of your decision making, that's argument from ignorance and then, like, an appeal to the Bible as an authority and stuff like that. So, yeah, I get it.
It is definitely an authority.
Well, what I find really...
Your takes dog shit.
What I find really interesting is that it's the claim that's at the top of the screen right now. And it's more to do with the last word, logically. I have yet to have somebody present a cogent defense to why it is illogical to say you don't know something. To me, that is the most logical thing you can say, provided it's consistent that you don't actually know.
I agree. I think that if you don't know something, you should say you don't know it. But there's in the emotional landscape of black and white thinking, you can't ever say you don't know, because then that makes you look ignorant, and you can't ever look ignorant.
I love looking ignorant. I am ignorant as hell.
I disagree with everything you said, and
yeah, I don't. It's a nothing burger.
Logically, the claims make no sense. So there's obviously a refutation of logic for illogical claims isn't going to make sense to someone who doesn't accept it in the first place.
Probably not. And as well, did you have anything else you want to say about this gentleman?
No.
Okay. The last thing I want to say is I hope Mr. Jordan made it home okay after this guy was done with him. Moving on.